Hello and welcome to another episode of Let's Drone Out. I pre-scheduled this. I was very organised. I done that for you, Tony. I hope it made you feel a bit better. Tonight we are joined by my little Tony.
For sure.
Are you happy, Tony?
Yeah.
You went to the supermarket, didn't you? Like a nutter.
Oh my God. I went to the supermarket at 5:30 this morning and there was queues.
All right, that's enough of that.
It was ridiculous. Oh my God, I'm sorry for that. Yeah,
we're also joined by everyone's favourite curry kitten.
Hello.
And before Andy RC gets a chance to speak, can you please do the disclaimer?
Yes, any views expressed by any guests on this show are personal and may not reflect the views of the host or any participant of the show. Thank you very much indeed.
Andy RC.
How do?
And we've got Eric from MK Me Lab, Make Me Lab.
Hey guys.
How's it going?
It's going well.
Canadian invasion. I invited him on because I was annoying the shit out of him on his stream. I don't know whether any of you guys caught it. It's fairly late. It's quite a late one.
Was that I turned on the other day and you were just about to solder in the thing to make Crossfire work on your QX7 and you were just on the point where you were about to plug the battery back in. Was that one of them?
Yeah, it was before that one. I was working on the plane. It was a AR mini wing I was putting together and Jack helped me out.
Well, help.
Loose terms.
Yeah. Annoyed the shit out of him. Andy RC is apparently too rock for LDO.
I agree.
Who said that?
Magical Pencil.
Oh, yeah. People are really surprised when I like drop a load of metal on my channel. They're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah, that's my dark side."
Emo side. I still Linkin Park is new metal. I don't care what you say.
No, it isn't. It's industrial.
No.
Anyway, drones.
It's old metal, if anything.
Anyone flown or done anything with any droney stuff?
No,
I flew something in my garden.
Well.
Traitor.
In my garden as well.
No, I saw Tony. Tony was naughty. He went outside to do a flight.
I did go outside and then I did do a flight from my garden.
That looked illegal. I wasn't looking at that one.
By the police, and he doesn't.
What's that?
Because he wasn't trying to open random car doors.
It's my own car.
Doesn't matter.
Just because I look like a person who doesn't own a car. I remember I went to the laser cutting place.
That is right.
I'm not going to name names. There's a laser cutting place, and it's down here. And I went there, and she's like, "Oh, did you take the train?" And I was like, "No, I drove here because I'm an adult." Obviously, look like I don't own a car.
She probably just thought you walked with your sleeping bag under your arm or something.
That's it. Can I interest you in a big issue whilst we're here after the meeting? Eric, have you flown your wing yet?
Not yet. Last night I just finished it off, last settings in iNav and checked the CG, and then I made the mistake of putting it on a scale at 440 grams. So then I got scared.
That's quite heavy, isn't it? How big is the plane?
It's
600.
Yeah. It's
give it a good old throw when you get it going. Take a bit of a run up, maybe.
Well, actually, I went on the iNav Facebook group last night and posted a picture and asked if anybody else had one of comparable weight. And one guy did respond. He's running 4S at 14 grams heavier than I am. So it can fly. I think takeoffs are going to be
fun. It's going to fly like a manhole cover.
It's got power.
But it'll be smooth because it'll be heavy.
Well, that's one way to look at it. It might be smooth right into the dirt. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you can get it going, it'd be fine. It's just that first throw.
2 seconds.
Don't answer it, Tony.
Who is it? Is it
I don't know.
No, get the phone out, Tony. No, don't do this to me, Tony. Oh, Tony.
There's only one person he'd open that door to, and we all know who that is.
Yeah, true.
So I've been
Previous
watching
days.
quite random videos from Eric because he went off on a bit of a tangent for a while. And the most scary ones I've seen you do, Eric, are the, hey, I bought this really cheap chainsaw off Amazon. Let's see how it goes. And I was like, he's going to take his arm off here.
God. Fuck it.
'Cause
No,
it's
he's
like, oh, this has
Canadian.
failed.
It's Canadian.
It's
It's
a
like a
Canadian thing.
beaver to the dam. Or
Everybody
tree.
knows how to use a chainsaw and fist fight a bear, but everything else is, who knows?
Who was it?
I decided to try putting some on the channel. Sorry, go ahead.
That was just one of my neighbours said I've left my van door open, so that must have been open pretty long time. He's just gonna. I just said kick it shut for me. So that was nice of him. Never met him before. It was a new neighbour.
Oh,
Did you keep your distance, Tone? Or did he shout through the
I
letterbox?
opened it via my phone.
it's how you do it.
Got the old Arlo doorbell thing when it presses up, and I can speak to him and look for it.
Ah, I see.
So yeah.
So you were paranoid before anything had happened, then you've got that all set up.
Oh
with
mate,
the
I've had cameras here since I moved in. Just yeah.
Not had any trouble, have you?
Well,
Car
no,
door.
it's a
Yeah,
nice.
why isn't he getting arrested for checking your car door?
It's a nice cul-de-sac here. I just like to, see what I'm doing and see what people are doing. I've got an Integra outside with no garage.
Yeah, it's quite a rare
Incredibly.
thing to have that outside your house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'd build a garage if I was you.
Everyone keeps their cars in garages. Garages for filling up with crap.
well, I know.
and
Garages nowadays are turned into like a bit more of your front room and stuff like that now.
Unless you've got a new build house, garages aren't really big enough for modern day cars either, are they?
Oh,
You
no.
can park there, but you can't get out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Limited
what are we talking about? Eric, save us from this.
quick,
So,
quickly.
I
Chainsaws.
expect
I mean-
Canadian garages are huge.
Do you get
Yeah,
women
space.
perving on you, leaving comments like, "Oh, I'd let you have a go of my stump"?
No, no,
I
just a lot of middle-aged guys griping about them. I actually am pretty comfortable in the bush. I grew up in the bush. My family, we have a pretty large bush lot. So chainsaws were just a departure to try on the channel because I wasn't doing anything else. I was out. I wanted to be out in the woods through the summertime. So I thought, I'll post some of them. Actually, some of them did better than any of my other videos. They do better than my drone videos, but I suck at drone flying. So.
Oh. And it was quite scary because you had like one of the primer nipple things come off. And
Oh
it was
yeah, that stupid
shooting
thing
fuel
blew up on me.
everywhere.
Yeah, that tried to kill me. That was the Amazon Remington saw. It tried to dump gas all over me and light me on fire. That was undesirable.
I've
It's good fun,
I have no idea what you're talking about, but all I heard there was in the bush and nipples.
You've been hanging around with Jack too long.
John,
Yeah.
No, he doesn't leave his house. I don't know what you're on about.
Nobody leaves their house, Jack. I think you'll find. Stop having a
Well,
go.
before-
Jack left
Yeah.
his house today on the search, didn't
Nobody remembers the before. Remember the
No.
before 3 weeks ago.
The world
Yeah.
was
No,
different.
if it's
then.
like this after 3 weeks, I think it's what it's going to be like after a couple of months. That'd just be legendary times.
like,
It's just typical that it's summer now, or just coming into summer. And
Oh,
I
okay.
envy Tony because he's older than us, and he spent more time not in quarantine.
I'm maybe older, but I'm fitter than you. My
Definitely.
lungs
Yeah, that's not hard.
great,
That's not everyone's fitter than Jack. Come on.
Well, Bojo doesn't. True.
Yeah, Bojo.
He's getting better, unfortunately.
Yes. No, it's not unfortunate.
Don't say
I don't-
unfortunately.
I don't
Joking, I'm
Tories.
joking.
I don't like the Tories. Didn't vote for them, but I don't want the guy to die. He's got unborn babies and stuff. I hope he gets better soon.
You've got unborn babies. You just haven't impregnated anyone yet
No,
that you know about.
not yet. Anyway,
Here's a question. Do you think a left-wing government could deal with this thing? Let's get into
Let's
that.
not go there. Right, someone mute him.
someone say something about flying.
So, Eric, what you running in that wing?
Just stock gear with a 4S lithium ion that I made the other night. My first lithium ion in a plane, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, that's why it weighs so much.
Oh yeah. That's where all the weight is the 4-cell. It's probably 200 grams or so, I think, just for the battery. So we'll see. If it doesn't work out, I'll just take that pack back apart and just use it in my Nano Talon. I'm making another lithium ion for it tonight. I have enough 18650s. I've had all these parts I ordered. It's funny, like my YouTube channel and my hobbies have prepared me for this pandemic for years. I have all the things in stock I could ever need to build for the next 6 months. It's just weird. All the mailbags and stuff I did.
I've still got this to fix. This is a PCB of a PlayStation 1. And it's so.
That's still. This was.
Are you going to make that fly?
No, it's. Yeah, I might as well. I'd have better luck, but it's meant to have.
Just make it fly.
SD, but all the colours are red and stuff like that, and it's just all wrong. No, well, I've given up. The thing is, I wrote to them and asked them, like, I was like, this is really weird because it kind of works, but everything's red on the screen. And he was like, oh, use a multimeter to check continuity. And I was like, really? You think I haven't done that?
Like, you might not know who you are and what you do.
Well, I just got this. This is just a paperweight. I use this to keep the door open. Like, I hate that. Just,
Come on. He doesn't know you're this
I left detailed I'll chuck it on my skilloscope, shall I? Damn it.
You wouldn't know that.
I must admit, though, you can overlook the simple things, though, which, you can be like, have you done that? And be like, i.e. the wires aren't in the right order.
Yeah, done that before.
I do that every day.
Batteries upside down and the wrong way around and blow stuff up.
It's exactly why I don't solder and use masking tape and then and then go, oh, that's the problem, and then undo the masking tape and then solder.
When I made that lithium ion pack the other night, I checked the balance lead 3 times. Everything great. Go to plug it into my balance charger, I get external temp error. Like, what in the heck does that mean? That's weird. Had the connector completely upside down. Right order of wires, completely inverted. And I looked at that 3 times and I still missed it.
Man.
We have a race on our pencils because of me.
I've never made a lithium ion pack before. How was it? It's essentially soldering together 18650s in parallel and series, I guess, to make up a big pack.
Yeah, just series in this case, but because I'm just using a 4-cell, I'm not doing any in parallel. But it was easy. I bought a spot welder from eBay for like $60 last summer for just this purpose, and it's been sitting here ever since.
Is it one with the lead or the stationary one that you?
The stationary one with the 2 leads you just push up on. It worked great. 5 minutes, and I had the battery pack assembled. It took longer to video it than it did to make the
zinc
pack.
As well. Zinc connectors.
It came with there's enough nickel or zinc strips came with that spot welder to make 20 packs. It came with a whole bag of them. So yeah, good deal.
Car battery arc welder.
So you got your flight time would be longer than just a lipo then on that wing.
Oh, really long time. Probably on that 600, probably an hour and a half anyway, I would think, if you're just babying it at cruise. Cruise, I think, will be about 1.5 amps, 2 amps. So.
It'd be so nice if you could just buy your own lipo packs and spot them together as well. That would be nice.
You can buy those new high C discharge rate lithium ion packs. Zoe did a video on them, didn't she? They're like 40C. They're like, and she was getting like ridiculous flight times as long as you don't have too much current draw. They're more for endurance quads, but yeah, I fancy a go at that. It's just I think Quadcopters UK actually might stock them. Yeah, you just have to have money first before you can buy them.
Yeah, which
that's going to be
got at the moment. That's the next wave after Corona.
I'll let you guys know how it works out once I test these. So I'll make another pack. They're 3,000 milliamp hour cells that I got. So I'll do another pack for the Nano Talon. I have 4 Nano Talons, so I should be able to get something flying.
Why have you got 4 of them? Is that because it's like, this is good, I'll just keep buying them, or did you keep crashing?
I bought one for spare parts for the first one with the dihedral wings, and then the Evo 2 or whatever came out, and then the Black Ops came out at the same time. So I bought one for spares, and then a Black Ops, and then an Evo. So there were 4.
YouTube reviewer.
It should be fun.
The planes.
Well, I set it up for really long endurance. I got the 3DR telemetry radio working in the original one this week, and then I'll add ESP8266 with a Wi-Fi sniffer that I'm going to use for search and rescue. I wrote the code that sniffs for your phone, so if there's a phone out anywhere, I can sniff the MAC address from the air.
Like for a search and rescue.
Look at that. The Lord of INAV is here.
Yeah, maybe that's one level of the awesomeness above.
Tony, that was him saying, I am modest. I come in peace. Every time you talk, I've got to translate for Tony till he gets in the swing of things. Eric's been a very naughty boy. He's making big, heavy wings. And maybe you. I want you two to collaborate on a setup with Eric.
Sounds fun.
Would you do it?
Absolutely.
Am I just forcing Mummy and Daddy together?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. No. I want to see
flying chainsaws. That's my suggestion.
Yes. You up for that?
I'm just taking down this tree just to start from the top.
I don't think my Mac insurance will cover that.
Don't worry. It'll be fine.
How are you doing, Al?
Who, me?
Yes.
Tired from the social distancing and quarantine and all that crap. That's actually kind of like heavy on us here in Poland. Because to be honest, we are at home since like 4 weeks now, and it's really like sucks. I'm not sure how the regulations are in Great Britain, but in Poland, it's like strong from the beginning. Like, no, you cannot do anything. Like, stay at homes, and that's really like. I really wish this whole thing was over, for different reasons, of course.
I think we're going to have it a bit longer because there's quite a lot of naughty people out there.
Tony,
probably everywhere.
He said he's not enjoying quarantine and he hates it. Like,
Thanks,
you know how this show is long and irritates you? That's what he said it was like. Quarantine like this show.
Yeah, so maybe slightly more optimistic topic. So, what's on the plate today?
Well,
everything.
Yeah, well, I just kind of Eric inspired me because he was building a. Tell him what you're building. You started a stream. I jumped in and on the chat.
Right. Yeah, it was a AR wing mini that I was setting up for iNav. And Jack
the teeny tiny 600 millimeter stingy, right?
Yeah, with a big heavy battery.
Yeah, so I can imagine this stall speed is kind of relatively high on that thing.
I don't know yet. I haven't madened it, but it feels like a brick.
Feels like a brick. The best kind of an airplane, a brick.
There we go.
Yeah. Flying man on cover.
There you go.
That's not mini.
No,
big one.
Oh my god!
I'm big too, but I've done the whole. That's a DJI Mavic GPS, so you can
I love. You definitely say DJI, don't you? Just
DJI.
Yeah.
DJI.
No, G is right.
But yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah, you got this little bad boy that gets some serious satellites. Very quick.
But why?
Well, you know, if you
He
Yeah,
wants all of it. He wants Russian satellites and the US.
20
satellites.
is not better
He
than
wants
10.
all of them.
yeah, I know. And yeah, the old thing, but I don't know. I thought I made it pretty neat. I've got to somehow fit a GoPro 5 in there because the old ones are getting quite hard to get. But I hope you're proud of me. I
That
know,
looks
Daddy.
nice, to be fair.
Can you not modify it?
Is that 411
Yeah.
Matic?
Yeah,
Matic? Yeah, yes, then I'm proud of you. Yes, the best
Yeah.
flight controllers out there. And
And
I'm
then-
not paid to say that.
yeah. VTX is on the side. Old school.
You could have done better. Oh, no, on the side. Oh, okay. Okay, then yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Amazing.
on the
Good job.
side, and then that. Yeah, so GPS, VTX, and then antenna.
Will fly.
It should work.
At least once.
Yeah, and I've laminated the leading edge. Sheldon, my buddy Sheldon, taught me how to do that. He's all balsa and
Is that,
sitting
with,
there.
is that with an iron? Do you still do the
Yeah,
iron?
yeah, the old iron malarkey. It's really weird. It's like bed sheets, but RC.
That's weird. I've never done that.
Fruitcake says run cam 5 going there. That's a good shout actually, because the session 5s, man. If you're looking to buy one of them online,
I've got
No,
two. I've got two
go-
for sale.
GoPro Hero 5. That's what I'm going to chuck in there. I need
oh,
a
you
way
mean
in
the
which
full
we get in.
size one? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
that's
you
cool.
can't the 4 and 3. You can't get them for love nor money now.
Well, you mean? Oh, I see what you mean.
Working
Yeah.
ones, no.
Well, was it designed for that?
Mikey Dread gave me a 4. which
No,
is
Jack's
a-
on about the silver ones. You remember the silver ones? You can replace the battery in those.
Yeah, I think Mikey Dread gave me one.
Yeah, you can still get batteries for those. I still use one as a head camera.
Those
That was-
thingies?
No,
No.
No, he's not Run Cam Ron.
No, this is wrong. No, we were talking about what? The GoPro Silver?
yes.
Ah,
well,
no,
not the
my
silver.
bad.
The GoPro 4 Hero, I think Jack was talking about. What he's got is a Hero 5, not the Session, and the actual
Oh, yeah.
that one
Oh, yeah.
that he's put up there. So he's sticking that in
Not
there.
to be confused with the 7, because it's got 7 written on it.
We
Oh,
got
you
a
bought?
Mine has nothing.
Look at Jack spilling
Why
out
don't
on
you just
you
put a
right
7
now.
in it then, you
Ooh.
coward? Put 7 in it.
No, I'm a puss. I'm PU
Pussy.
Oh,
551.
what can happen?
Put a 7 on
It'd
it.
be, it'd be better footage. Much better footage.
I need a 3D printing. I also bought even thinner LEDs so I can put the thin 5mm LEDs on the back.
What prop is that? Because I'm still looking for an 8x5 pusher prop.
Yeah. We'll sort that after quarantine.
Need one.
But yeah, Eric, if you need some of those LEDs, I can cut you some and we can post them one day if I'm ever allowed out the house. So
You have to sanitize them when they get there.
Also, you'll have
Yeah.
to explain to the
That's
postman.
just after
why
Jack's touched them. It's nothing to do with Corona. Done bad things to them.
It'll turn up with willies drawn all over it, just so you know.
yeah,
If,
you're not a
if, you,
family
if you're
man.
weighing up whether you should give Jack your address, I'll just tell you.
It will. It'll be Kanaki Stan in the bush with my chainsaw.
There we
Listen
go.
for the noises.
They'll have
Done.
stuff written all over it to confuse the postman.
So
Nothing
what
too-
was your latest video, Andy? Your top 10 fastest drones that you can buy.
Yeah, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while
I
because
watched it this morning. I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
And,
cheers.
surprisingly, it was a 3-inch.
Oh yeah, well that was always going to be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
the smaller the prop.
5, but 3 inches the way to go.
Oh, definitely. The smaller the prop, the less drag there's going to be. Because the problem with 5 inches, it gets to a certain speed, and then the props, 4 5-inch props, just act as a speed brake, essentially. So the only way to go faster with a 5-inch is dual blades. But I think you could go much faster with a 3-inch with dual blades. The only problem is they don't exist. I've been trying to get GemFan to make their what are they called, 3052 tri blades. I've been trying to get them to make a dual blade of that, but they just don't understand why.
Really old dual blades, but I think I cut them with scissors. Do you remember when I come second, Jack, with that 3-inch? I cut them with scissors, so probably not a good idea.
Scissors.
Yeah.
You cut them. What? How did you cut them? What, you cut like bigger props down to smaller ones?
Yeah.
What, with a tri blade?
No.
No, they were dual blades, but
That's interesting. What dual blade?
Do any of you remember you could buy you could 3D print an adapter that
Yeah, for a Dremel. Yeah, that was a thing like a few years ago.
I didn't have one of them.
You put the prop on it on a peg, and then move the blade across the Dremel, and it cuts the end off.
Yes. Yeah.
I had one of those. Yeah, I'm
I
glad someone
really doubt they really like the cut propellers are really like balanced after something like that, and I bet that if you put this on a high kV motor, it will like vibrate like crazy.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Don't forget Red Dwarf tonight, lads.
I don't like Red Dwarf. I'm not going to watch it.
Right, kick Tony.
Red Dwarf is somewhere on your telly?
Yes,
Dave.
Dave.
I haven't watched that series like in around 20 years or more.
Yeah, new episode.
It's because it moved to a different channel basically, and they like rebooted it and stuff. But no one ever sees it because it's not on like BBC anymore. Well, it used to be years ago.
That's true.
But yeah, I think the last series of that was it series 6 that was on BBC, and then since then everything went to a channel called Dave.
Well, they got to 7 or 8.
I think it might have been 8 actually. Yeah.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's like, okay, what channel number's Dave? Does anybody know?
I had no idea that you can name a channel Dave.
You can name a channel Dave.
Welcome to the UK. Hang on.
Yeah.
What's everyone got coming up?
You don't want to hear it.
Dave in the UK, it's like everybody knows a Dave, I think, and it's sort of like
Dave.
It started off as a lads channel, didn't it? Didn't it come from like a sort of laddie car channel?
Oh yeah, it was all sort of soft core crap in the evening, wasn't it, and stuff.
Oh, I've no idea about that. Do tell.
Whenever I'd be flicking through looking for proper porn, I could just find Dave. I was like, "Oh, this is no good."
Flicking through.
Hey, TV.
When I was a student, I used to, if I woke up early to go to the toilet, I used to run downstairs, change it over to the Babe Station channel, switch it off, and then go back to sleep. So then everyone would get blamed for it. And then until I got to the point where I forgot I was one of the last people to watch TV. So
if you're in the UK, there's you can watch
Freeview.
You can watch it online via a website, confusingly called UK TV Play.
Yeah.
So I don't condone it, but if you have a VPN and choose the
VPN just don't work these days.
What don't work?
VPN doesn't work for geographical stuff because every single person now detects the fact that it's like, that's funny, we've got 1,000 people connecting through this one IP address, which is allegedly based in London. So it's the same if you try and watch UK TV overseas using a VPN. They're all like, no, we don't buy it. We think you're not here.
Oh, I didn't know that, Dave.
Freeview.
That's funny. Somebody called Dave has said that, so that's confusing. I was going to say, Dave says Dave is owned by the BBC. They only show BBC programs. Well, they have their own content, don't they, as well? I didn't know them.
We have got a Dave in the chat, Dave Story in the chat.
And Magical Pencil.
Magic Pencil.
Magical Pencil's a Dave.
Yeah,
he's Dave.
Everyone knows a Dave.
Yeah.
We should make that shirt. What was I going to say?
Red Dwarf's on Netflix. That's true as well. Yeah.
What is a PID? Have you gone mental? Did you actually run out of content? Did you decide to just torture yourself? what is a PID controller and how it works.
Ugh.
Oh
Who's
my
this?
god, you're more mental than Eric trying
That
to
was
cut his own
Pavel's
leg.
video.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I know, but Andy's explaining what emu flight is, as if anyone cares. What? Well, no, what is emu? I've never looked into it. Don't hurt me.
What is everybody up to? How about that for a discussion point in terms of like there's a bunch of content creators here like Pavel and Eric and Andy and Tony, myself and Jack even sometimes. What are you doing when you can't go outside and do stuff? Have you got some interesting projects that you can do? Have you got interesting things to share with your audience? That's like a proper question, that is.
Hey,
I
really?
My work here is done.
Okay.
Signing off.
This is
have a
why I
video for
usually
Pavel
record like the
tomorrow.
batches of material. So I usually have like material for like 5, 6 even videos without shooting anything. So you can find like 15 minutes somewhere during the day to record the audio for that thing and to release it. But I actually also have a couple of websites. I'm developing iNav. I do have a full-time job, and so I'm really I have stuff that keeps me busy throughout the day. Although that's the not being to go out and fly and record some interesting footage is kind of irritating. And definitely over the last 4 weeks, I'm publishing much less than I really would be publishing in the normal conditions.
It must be hard to test stuff, like any changes you make.
Actually, it's not that hard because it's not true that really developers test everything that they write. No, it doesn't work like that. And if you really make like a small change that you think will be working and it compiles and you can simulate this on the wonderful aeroplane, drone, or whatever few electronics put somewhere on the piece of plywood, then you should be golden, and hopefully somebody else will be able to test that with some other crap.
Eric?
I have a video coming tomorrow that'll hopefully make Pavel proud of me. I did a tutorial video on how I got the 3DR 433 megahertz radios working with iNav, because in all my travels, I couldn't find a good tutorial or good explanation of getting those radios working.
But they work out of the box.
It should have, but mine, I was not so lucky. Both sets of mine, the way the firmware was set up, no.
Oh, yeah. They have this strange optimizations for the Mavlink and
Mavlink.
Yeah.
Once I changed it to pure pass-through, which was not named normal either, everything worked. And
it's a few years ago there was also this firmware that was optimized for the MSP, but that's not working anymore.
Yeah, I went down that rabbit hole too, trying to compile that firmware. I spent days on this before I finally posted on Facebook, and one guy, he already had a website that he made, a blog post, and I looked there, and sure enough, it was pretty easy at that point.
But this version is not worth it. The normal for the Mavlink with disabled Mavlink, a simple pass-through should work kind of fine-ish.
Well, check it out tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully you're proud. But other than that, I've made all kinds of videos. I've been really heavy into trying to do a little bit better content lately, so I've been stacking them up. I'm about 7 videos in the queue right now, so I'm good for a few weeks.
Wow, that's good.
And I have over 40 partly filmed and another 40 that are just ideas on a spreadsheet. So
wow, you. So
I need to be lost
here. I'm going to applaud because my video at the moment contains, I should do something and then do it and put it out there, and that's it. That's the extent of my video making at the moment.
Man, I need to.
I have no schedule.
But at least you stay focused.
Uploaded for about a year and a half. You've got footage from 2 years ago you need to sort through.
I know.
But we do Twitch. That counts, doesn't it, Jack?
Yes. Twitch and Animal Crossing and touching each other. And I have long late night phone calls with Andy RC about
that's true.
About starting a new a new venture, which he's not very impressed with the name of.
Oh yes, yeah. Let's not go
The
there.
something brothers, and he's
Hey,
not.
Jack, you might be impressed with me though. I got offered. I don't know how this happened. You know, you get random emails from like saying, "Do you want to check out our product?" And usually it's like, you know, a foot spa or something, nothing to do with anything that, you know, your channel has. Somebody said, "Would you like to try this Bluetooth drawing pad?" And I was like, actually, yes.
No way.
What Jack wants to do is some weird drawing show on Twitch where we, I don't know, like a sort of Titanic, draw each other naked on Twitch,
Yeah.
sort of
I'll
thing.
definitely pay-per-view that.
But so,
Why?
so I said yes to
There's
one of
something
those.
wrong with us. You know that, pal. You know
Demonetized.
Well, we are, funny enough. I can't get out this show monetized for love nor money now. It just keeps
you swear
rejecting
it,
everything. Don't know. I
Fraser
don't think we swear
Steve
that
could
much.
call it rock and rolls. I don't get that. Rock and roll.
Rock and chips.
I don't know.
So I think it's.
Well, what fat rolls?
Oh, I get.
Thanks.
Okay, I see.
Thanks, man.
I
Time out.
got fat rolls. They're just all below. That's why I
Have
wear
you
black.
just timed Fraser out?
No, I'm not that fucking petty. You can take a joke, but it was quite funny. So
Some of the stuff Tony says about Jack.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're friends.
Way worse.
We can do this to each
Yeah,
other.
Fraser.
I sent a picture of my arse to Andy RC, and he said it was quite feminine.
Yeah, I was like, is that yours, or is it? Have you got a girlfriend?
I won't send mine then. Jesus.
Which is quite funny. That did
Do you know what? The reason that he did that? Because I didn't pick up the phone while I was asleep, so he sent me a picture of his arse, and I'm like, I'm not. That's not gonna help.
Definitely make you pick it up, isn't it?
I tell you what, though, it was like 2 eggs and a hanky. I tell you, it was really like, I was like, has Jack got a girlfriend? He's like, nope, that's my arse. I was like, oh.
You're like a
All
full
right.
loop.
Just a little bit of an insight there if you want to ever befriend Jack.
The hanky part. It sounds like bog roll hanging out in the middle or something. I don't understand.
I got no idea. I think it's a northern thing.
It must be a northern phrase.
Don't look him in the eye and back him into the corner.
I'm surprised you brought that up, Jack. I wasn't going to bring that up, but
That's fine. Like, everyone knows what I like.
Well, come on, it's LDO. We don't, you know.
Yeah,
But Andy, did you say you were like 1 million videos ahead or something ridiculous as well?
I'm 1 million videos ahead.
No,
I thought you said you had loads of videos in the pipeline, or you were recycling older ones in some way.
Yeah, well, not recycling. Just I had lots of ideas that, like Lee was saying when he was on the channel, so Painless 360. You have all of these ideas that you don't usually get to do because there's some new tech that's come out that you've got to try. Well, there's no new tech coming out for some reason. So I got lots of. I always wanted to do that top 10 speed video because I'm like, I have like speed tested hundreds and hundreds of quadcopters, and I was like, well, what are the top 10 quickest ones? I always wanted to do that, so it's like, yeah, I got time for stuff like that, but never 1 million videos ahead. I live right on the edge like you. It's like video, bang, out, right, next one. So sadly, no. But yeah, so I'm also like made two videos a week because I spend a lot more time making videos these days because I was doing almost daily videos and it stopped being fun.
Yeah, you run out of ideas and things to do.
It's not about running out of ideas. It just started to feel a bit QVC, you know.
Felt like a job.
Here's this new thing. Read out the specs, do a flight, move on, and I'm like, it's just not fun. What is fun is finding something really dreadful about it. And
so, Andy, here's the big question: you've had all this time. You must have sorted your Arduino head tracker for the drift car by now, surely.
It's in work in progress, but that thing is I mean, it's just got so many things that I'm trying to do with it. Yeah, trying to like be the first to stick. Oh, I shouldn't say what I'm trying to do with it because then people will copy it. But the drift car is epic. Yeah, it's got a proper flaming exhaust. So when you hit the limiter, the exhaust backfire, a proper fire flames come out.
How do you do that on an RC car?
I was gonna so it's a little Arduino controller board, and it's programmed so that when it hits the limiter, a servo arm comes across, presses a button, and it fires. It uses a modified lighter, cigarette lighter.
Oh wow!
With like a tube that goes out to an exhaust, and it sort of uses the gas from the cigarette lighter and the Arduino board to sort of send a pulse, and so it's like a proper.
Cool.
Only problem is it's proper loud. It sounds like a firecracker going on. I was gonna display it on the show, but it's like, so there's the backfire system, exhaust system, but then it's also having because it's a drift car, a smoke system, which uses baby oil to light a filament, and that's
reminds me, I need to order some of it.
Well, yeah,
put me off my beer.
So I'm working all that out before I get to the problem with. So I'm trying to do a head tracking system for an RC car. The problem is RC car controllers don't have any form of programming when it comes to what's it called, the trainer port. So to use head tracking, they have trainer out ports for like, so you can play Colin McRae Rally with your car controller, but there's no programmable head tracking for an RC car. You'd have to use a transmitter, for planes and quads and stuff, which is really weird on a drift car because you need that precision steering. So the only way to do it, again, Arduino, and put a bit of code on there to mix the PPM signals separately from the board. So, but I've got it somewhere. But that's what a video, but it's going to be a massive sort of video as well.
You can make it a long video or break it down.
It's just going to be a sort of because it's one of those things. It's like when you build a quadcopter, you don't. Well, actually, fully enough, I did document it, but that's because back then there were no videos on how to build a quadcopter. So as I went along and made mistakes, I filmed it. But I haven't done that with the car. I perhaps should have, because it started off as a brushed car, but all of this extra weight has meant that it's a little bit too heavy for a brushed motor. So I've converted it to brushless. The RC car world's interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's mostly brushed motors because brushless has too much torque, so cars just spin out. So if you want to go brushless with an RC car, you have to use something called a censored motor, which sort of it's what it is. It's got a sensor on it, and it sort of you can have like traction control and things like that. Have the power come in slowly. You don't think about stuff like that.
So much you don't think about, isn't there?
Yeah, RC car world, it's so much more popular than anything that we do as well. But when it comes to FPV, they're like, when the first FPV car came out, they sent them all out to RC car reviewers. They all came to my channel. They were like, how are you seeing the picture from the car? Like, they didn't know because it's such a new thing. So that was actually going to be my plans for this year, was to sort of try and get, and I know other people are doing it as well. It's not just me. I know Lurgy has been doing a lot of it. He's in the chat.
Yeah, he's quite into it, isn't he?
He's got a 1/10 scale car, and he's trying to FPV it as well. Probably, and finding
I drove his big truck thing. Was well cool.
Didn't you? Pal, didn't you do a crawler a while ago?
I'm doing still a crawler. Actually, I built
Is it autonomous as well?
Crawler conversion to learn enough how to drive a crawler, but since I'm not allowed to go outside, I cannot really test what I wrote. So project that's
send it down the road.
Yeah, probably that's not really a good idea over here because people are getting fines for washing their cars now in Poland.
What?
No
Yeah.
way.
Well, man, that's the only way we're going to beat this. Is literally if everyone stays in, like proper stays in, though.
Says the man who went out to the field to fly this week.
Yeah. And
Well, I think
clapping and
someone's at
wolf
the door
whistling.
again.
What now?
I think it's all right. I flew outside my house. That was good. That was fun. I actually flew all right, that little
Yeah, Bruce got in trouble for doing
Eric
that,
to
didn't
test
he?
it. Have you got any crawler stuff? You must have. If you've got like 40 videos,
Sorry, crawler. No, I have an RC10 Gold Pan edition, but that's the only car I have.
I keep meaning to charge the batteries because I just want to make some sort of course in my back. I've got a little 1/20th scale crawler, so you don't need a big space. So you can make up a little course in like a small space in the garden and stuff and have quite a fun time trying to FPV it because it's I found that although Andy doesn't like crawlers, that driving them line of sight is really easy when you're in looking over and I've just got it positioned so I can see where the front wheels are. That's really quite intense. You can just sort of you find yourself trying to peek over to see where the gap is for the drop down and stuff. I'll have to do that. I've got some time.
You should do a video on that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I did a couple of videos for a couple of years ago when I got it, but it's sat around because I've always been doing other things. But hey, we have some time and we have some good weather here.
Some time on our hands and good weather. Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of them little crawlers now.
Quite good fun,
guys. I've got to jump off. I've back to my day job for one last meeting.
No worries, man. It's been a pleasure having you on, and it's been nice to catch up with you.
Yeah, thanks Eric.
See what you're doing, man. So,
take care of yourself.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Take care,
Eric.
mate.
Go easy on the chainsaws, man. Dave, Magical Pencil, I sent you a tweet that Frank sent me, which I thought was amusing. Oh.
I'd just like to say hello to Darnome1. He's in the chat today. So, hello, mate. Hope you're all right.
Yeah, I'm glad he's still doing okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Are the views going down for you guys, YouTube-wise?
Oh, I've lost subscribers, but it might be because I went out when I wasn't supposed to, even though I went out shopping and went to the field to fly at the same time. So I was like killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Phrase it how you will. Yes, but it might just be that my videos are very good. So there's that.
And my stuff's all boring anyway. It's just literally just flying. I don't talk. I don't know. It's just.
I think people as well. Something that I've been finding is if you post a video with flight footage in it, you have to think there's so many people that they'd have to drive to their location or field to fly that they're envious that you can fly and so will unsubscribe.
That far away from my house, I could walk it.
Yeah, so you post the video and everyone's like, I can't. It just reminds people that they can't fly when they see something flying and they're like, unsubscribe. I've even felt it, if I'm honest. So
I'm literally flying through my house, into my garden, and back into my house. That is the extent of my flying. It's not very exciting.
No.
I actually tested a transmitter with Crossfire, and it was like 10 feet away from me. I was like, yeah, it works. I can't really do a range test. Crossfire's good for 10 feet. Yay.
Walk around the estate or something.
Put in a biscuit tin, like, what's his name? What was his name?
That would infer we actually had biscuits.
Vernon.
We've eaten everything. We've no food.
Yeah.
Send food now.
How did you build that cot yourself, like mounted to the wall? Is it mounted to the wall behind you?
Oh, is he frozen?
Or is it stairs? Is it
I
stairs?
don't think he knows he's been tapped.
Yeah. How? Yeah. Is that a banister and stairs, or is it a cot?
It does look like a cot.
This thingy?
Yeah. stairs.
Those are the stairs.
It's really big. Wow, he was really close to the TV.
No, I know.
Or is he far away?
Or is it some sort of wooden cage?
No.
Some sort of animal.
The staircase.
Yeah.
The rails for the stairs. They are kind of like almost like in a castle, and I actually fell off them once. Oh, that was painful.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was a cut. It looks like a
I
cut
did,
from
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Was you drinking in Inge? Drinking, fell down the stairs, done that.
No. Okay. I was drinking. Yes, that's definitely sounds better. Yes, okay.
Hang on, drinking sounds better than what you were actually doing.
Drinking,
If
mate.
you just fell down the stairs, it sounds like you were just clumsy. If you say I was drinking, it's like, oh, fair enough, you were drunk.
Yes.
Fall down.
I have an excuse. I was drunk.
That's it.
And then you go to the hospital and have to tell them that the ketchup bottle ended up there because I fell down the stairs drunk.
You should try going to the local A&E department as a 40-something man, and when they ask why you're here, you have to say, I fell off my skateboard, as I did whilst building my electric skateboard.
Oh,
no.
I actually said to the, she wrote it down. I said, can you just scrub that out and say rescuing orphans from a fire or something like that?
Definitely sounds better. Sounds better.
What damage did you do when you fell off your skateboard?
I basically just twisted my knee.
not to yourself.
It looked weird because there was kind of a bit of a lump coming out of my knee, but I'd previously broken that knee and it had been repaired. And my wife works with doctors, and they were concerned that I could have damaged the repair, so they said go to A&E and have X-rays and stuff. So
The thing is, though, Wayne, like nobody under the age of 40 does skateboarding because that's not cool anymore. You know, Tony Hawk's like 45 or whatever. So I think that they would have. Skateboarding over 40. Yeah, sounds about right.
Well, it still seems to make the admissions doctor smile a lot with the very thought of it, but what can we do?
It's better than what I always end up in A&E for, my ass. And I ain't even stuck anything up it.
Yet.
Yeah. No, trust
So
me.
what's that
No.
drawer for then, Jack?
Well, not my ass. It's me to take out my frustration on others.
Find that hard to believe from the picture that I saw the other day.
There's nothing in my ass.
Oh my God. Mute everyone.
This is why we're not monetized.
Well, you were asking. This is the answer.
Oh.
This is the answer. Anyone got any plans? Isn't there a Mavic 2 something coming out today?
No one cares.
Last 2 days.
That's a Mavic.
Mavic Air 2.
Is there?
Pretty
I
sure
don't
I saw
know.
it.
I should
Oh,
probably know.
Andy, do you not know about this?
No, not really. I sort of, I think when it comes to those camera drones, I have the P4 Pro, and yeah, everything that came out afterwards, it was smaller and foldable. But really, all of the things that make them like better because they've got all of the sensors on them to stop you crashing into things are no good to me because I know how to fly. So I struggle to get interested in the DJI camera drones.
One, it does everything anyway.
Yeah,
Well, no one takes one of those out for like a fun flight, do they? They serve a purpose, and that's to create like video.
Yeah, but do you really have to make those videos every bloody weekend if you're not really like making a living out of this?
Well, certainly I don't, and nobody here does. But it seems like some people do. But yeah, it doesn't make things interesting. It's something I take with me on holiday that I might try and get some snaps off, or it's something that I try and take out very occasionally just to get a different angle of me doing something.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I have this idea. Maybe I should get me a Mavic. Maybe I should get me a Spark. What was the Mavic Mini last time they released? previously.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
something. Maybe I
$400.
will get me one because you can fly when you're on the holidays, just like you. But then, like, okay, but I will use it like once a year, and then what? And those not really like super cheap things after all.
Is that your door or your
It wasn't super good anyway, but yeah, I take it on holiday with me. But my wife still stresses about the fact that I'm flying a drone, which she thinks will burst into flames, kill people, or get us all arrested.
Yeah. I understand that. Yes, I understand that. I know what you are talking about. Yes, definitely. And you're not spending time with your wife. That's also very important.
It's slightly more user friendly than a regular quad because you don't have to take goggles with you and you don't have to have special chargers and stuff. But it's still a cause of stress to the family. It would so maybe not.
Yeah, but come on, you get the nice pictures at the end of it. Don't they appreciate that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Fair.
Any nice place you go to, like I spent 3 weeks last year traveling, doing the West Coast America tour, which was amazing. But as soon as you get to anywhere interesting, there are no drone signs everywhere. So I only did 3 flights, and it was like on the way to somewhere, which is, to be fair, the scenery where I was going was pretty amazing. And it was just sort of pull over, take off, like, oh, this is interesting. Look at that. Let's come back here and land again. But yeah, you could any of the sites, like, all the national parks.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is a problem.
TBS have been there and ruined it for everybody else. So there's signs up every single place, and there's even like things. If you spot somebody flying something, call us, and we'll come and get.
Call this number. If you spot your neighbour out washing his car, call this number.
Exactly.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's a bit of a shame.
Yes,
I think it's just easier for me to say, actually, let's not bother on holiday. Let's just have a holiday.
We've got NJ in the chat. He says, I sat opposite Tony Hawk's in Jersey Airport once, literally just me and him in there. And it wasn't until I got on my flight I worked out who it was.
I hate that when you're sitting in front of someone you've seen before or famous and you go, who the bloody hell is that?
The thing with NJ, though, is he's done that.
I've done that with Sandy Toxic.
NJ. You done it to Sandy Toxic?
I couldn't think of a name.
Are you sure it wasn't a mirror?
A mirror? There's slight size difference there.
Can we get NJ on the show? NJ, are you able to die? You should die.
We need to finish the show. It's bloody.
Just one quick note about that. I was once sat on a ferry coming back from the Isle of Wight, which isn't very exciting, and in the cafe bit just opposite me were Little and Large, and Eddie Large just died earlier this week, actually, from coronavirus, although he was already in hospital.
That's a nice note to end on, Wayne. Well done with that one.
The thing I wanted to mention was somebody went up to him and said, "Excuse me, Eddie Large?" He goes, "Yeah," and the guy just went, "Okay," and then walked off again. It's like, wanting an autograph or a photo. It's just,
did really
literally just come up.
Folks die from corona.
Yeah, he caught it while in hospital. He was suffering from a heart condition. He caught it while in hospital, so he didn't just get it. Hospital's not a great place to be. But no, it's just it's a bit like if Jack had remembered it was Sandy Tosvig, go up to it. Is you Sandy Tosvig? Also, and just went off again without saying anything else. That was the bizarre thing.
Number 63.
73.
Oh, it was 73, wasn't it? That's my dyslexia coming back.
What, even with numbers?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's everything, Mike.
Mikey Dread, NJ Tech. I can top that. I skated with him when he opened Bath Skate Park when I was like 15.
Go. What have you got on your TV, Jack? What are you showing us?
I'm trying to get
renew his Pornhub subscription.
He's become bored with his own show and his
no, fucking shit's not working properly.
No Dave on your TV?
No, weird.
Oh, are you setting up to watch Red Dwarf and get rid? That's
I was going to chuck it on in the background, but
yeah.
Outrageous.
I struggle to get into. I need to watch all the other ones. Is it this special? Is it like one that will work on its own, or do you have to watch? Because I haven't watched anything past Series 8 I don't think.
Well, it's going to be the same, isn't it? There's going to be people just stuck in space,
Yeah, a bit like us.
stuck indoors.
Yeah.
I know it could be worse. We could be in the same room as Tony. Can you imagine that?
Oh, poor
Oh
Pete.
my God, he'd be able to touch us, hug us, lick us.
I actually do want to hug everyone and tell them I love them.
Even
I'm
would you...
actually pretty happy. I'm kind of relatively far from you guys, you know.
I don't blame you.
Would you still, Tony? I don't think you'd be a hugger after this. I think it's going to take a minute for everyone to adjust to be like, oh, we're shaking hands again.
I literally want to hug people. I do want to hug people.
Or do you mean just one certain particular person that you really want to hug in a special way?
Yeah.
Horizontally.
She's not here at the moment. Next week is going to be a lot of hugging.
On that note,
doing it is like thinking your parents are at it. It's horrible. Ugh.
Shut up. You want videos?
Josh. All right. On that note, you have been listening to Let's Drone Out. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, everyone who joined us. Hope you guys are all staying safe in quarantine. Don't be like Tony and be outside licking stuff and eating grass and coughing everywhere.
You have to eat
And
grass.
Probably leaking stuff is not a good idea, definitely.
Yeah, make sure your car doors are shut. Don't wash your cars because apparently you can get fined for that. Apparently. Thank you and good night. You've been joined by my little Tony.
Happy Easter.
Everyone's favourite curry kitten.
Goodbye.
Andy RC.
Ta-ta.
Paul Vasowski. Is that right?
No. Okay, Pavel is enough. Yeah.
Pavel
S. And try to say my last name. You will
I'm sorry. I tried.
Jack, this is why for the whole show he didn't know you were talking to him because you've been saying Powell the entire time.
Pavel.
Yeah, Pavel.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So bad. I haven't said your name.
I'm used to that. So yeah, we are with those special pronunciations. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I just the idiotness of me. I'm so sorry.
To be fair, though, if you look at Polish written down, it kind of looks like modem noise, doesn't it? There's lots of random characters as far as I can see.
They are not random.
You say so.
And he reads the disclaimer out.
This is why Pavel is clever and can do iNav. He can understand how to read and write Polish. Therefore, he's like no problem with coding iNav.
You know, just before we are let out, can you do another iNav how to do it update? Because I would have forgotten everything. Everything's been updated. We're going to be all lost.
Yeah.
We need you, Daddy iNav.
Sooner or later, sure, yes, definitely.
Yes. But
hello.
hello.
Bye. Yeah, that's my younger one.
Oh.
She's going to sleep.
Have you got an older one?
Yeah, I do have older one. She's almost a teenager now.
No. Does she hate me yet?
Not yet. It's coming.
Give it
I
time.
can feel it. It's coming.
Oh, the amount of times on stream I get random hate shouted at poor curry kitten on the Thursday night, on the Wednesday night. Thursday night. Oh my God. I'm losing it. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Drone Out. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye,
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, Andy.